My projection on Bitcoin is only about long term. I think in years, maybe decades. And I never saw Bitcoin as a way of enrich myself. I always saw it as a way to protect the fruit of my work, and to send it in the future. The fact that now it worth in euro much more than 10 years ago doesn't surprise me, because the monetary aspect of Bitcoin, which is built on a limited number of coins, etc., is of course a winner in the long time. As long as everyone believes in Bitcoin and gives value to Bitcoin, because it's a social construct to give value to Bitcoin, because it works, it doesn't fail, it has a lot of properties that make it a very good candidate to have value. It will continue to raise in value in the long term. And so I really don't care when it's done plus 100%, minus 80%, because I'm in it for the long term, and I always count my assets, my net worth, in number of Bitcoins and not in euros. So, well, of course, if Bitcoin, I remember it was in 2020 in February, it was one of the days of Bitcoin went almost to zero.
Artificial intelligence is no longer just changing how we work. It is redefining how businesses innovate, create wealth, and prepare for the future. Eric Larchevêque, the renowned French tech entrepreneur and co-founder of Ledger, believes the future of finance and technology will be shaped by artificial intelligence, innovation, and personal resilience. While continuing to advocate for Bitcoin privacy, decentralization, and digital sovereignty, he is now focused on his new venture, TBSO, where he is developing advanced AI agentic products. His vision is to create an AI memory system capable of organizing an entire company's knowledge into structured relationships between employees, projects, priorities, and business operations, enabling AI agents to deliver accurate, context-aware insights. Larchevêque also argues that AI has fundamentally transformed software development. Coding assistants are no longer a competitive advantage, but an industry standard, allowing developers to work 30 to 50 times faster while shifting their focus from writing code to experimenting with innovative ideas and rapidly bringing new products to market. Beyond technology, he emphasizes that financial and professional resilience will define long-term success in a rapidly changing world. As artificial intelligence disrupts industries and traditional monetary systems continue to evolve, individuals must invest wisely, build valuable skills, embrace entrepreneurship, and remain adaptable. In his view, those who combine technological innovation with financial responsibility will be best positioned to thrive in the future economy. The future belongs to those who adapt before everyone else. If you enjoyed this insight, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share to stay ahead of the biggest trends shaping finance, Bitcoin, AI, and the future of money.
Yeah, well, it's like personal and business projects related to my new company, TBSO, and we are working on business agentic products. And more specifically, I'm working on what would be the best way for AI memory agent to ingest all the memory of a company, map it to a graph about, like companies, people, projects, priorities, to be able to feed an agent that then will be able to give correct information about the company. That's quite an interesting problem to tackle. So right now that, but maybe in 1 week it will be something different. It's really to code, because everything changed in weeks, I would say. Now the AI agents are mature enough to really code, and I think there is no developers who are actually coding now. They are all just using the agents, and so maybe they code like 30 to 50 times quicker. So it's changed the velocity of everything. And I'm pretty sure that in a few months, we are going to see a big change in the software industry. It's about coding. Well, right now, what I'm doing is building an ecosystem around the resilience and the fact that people should really take their responsibility to build their future and to implement solutions to either invest their money, to have some financial resilience, or also to think about building their own project to have some professional resilience, because the world is changing. We just spoke about AI. AI is a lot of destruction, but also a lot of creativity, and you need to adapt. And generally speaking, we live in an environment where money is dying, where everything is moving out, and you really need to take your own responsibilities for that in life to prepare the future. And so that's the main thing I'm working on.
Bitcoin isn't just an investment. According to Eric Larchevêque, it's a financial revolution designed to protect wealth in an uncertain world. Eric Larchevêque believes Bitcoin represents a modern return to the principles of sound money, offering an alternative to today's debt-driven monetary system. He argues that the gold standard encouraged long-term economic growth by limiting inflation, while modern fiat currencies often promote excessive borrowing and short-term decision-making. In his view, Bitcoin's fixed supply and decentralized nature help preserve purchasing power and encourage financial responsibility. Despite Bitcoin's well-known volatility, with dramatic price swings since its launch in 2009, Larchevêque maintains that investors should focus on its long-term potential rather than short-term market fluctuations. He recommends a disciplined dollar-cost averaging (DCA) strategy, investing a fixed amount regularly while avoiding emotional trading or trying to time the market. According to him, Bitcoin is not primarily designed for everyday purchases, but to provide financial sovereignty by allowing individuals to own and protect their wealth outside traditional financial systems. He also emphasizes the importance of education, noting that teaching people about Bitcoin has been one of his lifelong missions. By helping others understand its purpose and value, he believes more people can prepare for an increasingly digital and decentralized financial future. Let's get back to the interview.
The best time for our modern civilization was basically when we were to the gold standard in the end of 18th, 19th century, where we had a big advance in civilization because basically everything was related to gold. And so you couldn't have inflation, you couldn't conflate money. And now we are in the opposite situation where money is losing a lot of ground, where even politics are grounded in low time preference. Okay, I'm paying now, we are spending everything now, putting all in the debt, to solve issues now, so everyone is happy now. But in the future, we don't care. We send all the problems into the future. And all that basically creates the situation which is now, where the future is coming and knocking on the door, and you have to pay at some point, And so Bitcoin is going back to sound money and money who has a long time preference. And it's healing the civilization, and that's why as a civilization, we need Bitcoin, because it can realign your needs, with the future. And that's why Bitcoin is so powerful. So I think that the best advice that we can give on that is really to see Bitcoin as a long-term asset only, and then always zoom out, in your view. And to not put everything that you have into Bitcoin, right now, does not make any sense. It's not a right advice. Don't do like me.
I wanted to say.
No, and I always say that. Me, I started a long time ago. I have all these convictions and everything, but with all the volatility, it's important. The best approach, the best advice is to put one slice of what you have every month or every week, put it in Bitcoin, and to buy automatically. This is DCA, dollar cost averaging. It's a very well-known technique, and to forget about your Bitcoins. And the only way to forget about it is to make sure you don't put what you need for day-to-day life in Bitcoins. Because if you put too much, then you are going to watch the price, and then you are going to take bad decisions. The only people I know who had a success with Bitcoin investment is the one who forgot about it. 100% of the people who invested into Bitcoin and either put too much, or tried to beat the market, by selling or going to shit coins, they all lost everything, because you start to lose and then you went, because when you win something, you forget very easily. But when you lose, it's in your mind for a long time. And so you want to make over, you want to take revenge on that, and you take more and more risk. And 100% at the end, you have nothing. And the only one is the one who forgot. In a world where one Bitcoin is $1 million or $10 million, I think it's a world with a lot of suffering. A lot of bad things are going to happen. And it's because Bitcoin is very resilient, and a lot of people do not have any interest for Bitcoin or love at Bitcoin because they don't understand the problem it solves. No, they say, man, why use Bitcoin to buy my bread? I have a Visa card; it works. Yeah, sure, man. Don't use Bitcoin to buy your bread or to go to or like why don't no one accepts Bitcoin in supermarkets? Yeah, sure. No one cares about accepting Bitcoin in supermarket because that doesn't solve any problem. Bitcoin solves the problem of owning your money, of having final assets, of protecting its value, etc., etc. And when everything's going well, but no one cares in a perfect world, Bitcoin doesn't have any value. Who cares about Bitcoin? But in a world where you have like wars, where you have like potential revolutions, where the money potentially is going to fail because the debts are too big, in a world where the people in charge, politicians, are making wrong decisions and are exactly. So I'm always fine, to reassess and everything, but my conviction and on Bitcoin is so strong that I put everything in Bitcoin. So at least I'm in full coherence with myself.
Yeah, I read you have 100% of your liquid net worth.
The convergence of artificial intelligence and Bitcoin is reshaping the future of finance, creating new opportunities while demanding greater responsibility from investors, businesses, and innovators. AI is accelerating productivity and unlocking new business models, while Bitcoin continues to strengthen its position as a scarce digital asset designed to preserve purchasing power and promote financial sovereignty. Together, these technologies highlight a broader shift toward decentralization, efficiency, and long-term value creation. At the same time, success in this evolving landscape depends on maintaining discipline, investing with a long-term mindset, and continuously expanding financial and technological knowledge. Rather than chasing short-term market movements or speculative trends, the focus should remain on building resilience, adapting to innovation, and making informed decisions based on strong fundamentals. As digital transformation continues to redefine global markets, those who embrace education, responsible investing, and emerging technologies will be better equipped to navigate uncertainty and capitalize on the opportunities shaping the next generation of the global financial system. What does a Ledger co-founder know about Bitcoin that most investors still don't? What's your opinion? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching.